welcome to new releases for the week of July 20th. We've got some good, we've got some bad, and we've got some just plain old boring, so let's dive into it. I've said it before, Colourpop just pumps out the products, and this week is no exception. This week they're teaming up with Halo Top Creamery to come out with 4 I can never say them all together, Super Shock Shadow Duos. And that is in celebration of National Ice Cream Month, which completely sounds like a made-up thing, but a made-up thing I can get behind. In reading Trend Mood's post, it doesn't appear that these are sold individually. You can only buy them in the preset duos. And in looking at the swatches, I feel like some of the duos are a bit better than others. Of course, it's going to come down to personal preference, but in the top 2 sets that you can see on the arm swatch, there doesn't appear to be a lot of distinction between the 2 shades, whereas there's a little bit more in the next one down, and certainly the lowest one on the arm, there is a very big distinction. I believe that that one is the Strawberry Duo, and that is the one that I would buy if I was going to buy one. However, I recently placed an order through Colourpop, and I don't tend to do that very often, just because I have to spend at least $50 to get the free shipping. And yes, I could spend less, but then I'm spending $10 US on shipping, so it really just kind of makes sense for me to save up my orders and just get what I want every few months rather than as the items come out. So just for price point information, the duos are going to be $12 each, and if you buy the entire set, it's $40, and these are available now. Alright, now that we've fumbled our way through Colourpop, at least it feels like I have fumbled. Hopefully editing will make it look a little bit more seamless for you guys, but I haven't filmed in a while and it shows. So here's hoping I can work out those kinks. Okay, let's talk about something that I'm actually excited about. I don't know if I'm going to buy it, honestly, at this point, but I do really, really like it. And it is the newest palette from Glamlite. It is the Paint palette. And this is like your standard rainbow palette, but kicked up a few notches. I just think it is beautiful. From the looks of it, all the mattes are around the outside, and then that inner sort of semi-circle, I guess, are your shimmer shadows. And there is one white gold duochrome. It retails for $45 US, which for 12 shadows and unique packaging like this, I'm not upset by the price of it. I have a number of the Glamlite palettes at this point, and I have not been disappointed by them at all. The packaging is bulky. You kind of know that going into it. I have a hard time storing what I have, the pizza palette, the burger palette, the taco palette. I now have a pizza slice palette as well. But the shadows in and of themselves are fantastic. So I have no doubt that this is going to perform amazingly. And for that reason, I am very, very tempted to pick this up. But I've bought a lot of stuff lately, so I'm kind of trying to slow it down a bit. This is going to be available for pre-order come July 24th, and then it will ship out starting August 29th. So there's really no pressure on me at this point to buy it, and the FOMO hasn't started. I think it's beautiful. I don't know that I would get a ton of use out of it because these aren't the kind of colors that I reach for on a day-to-day basis. But I don't know. I'm very tempted. I'm very tempted. While I know I wouldn't be disappointed with this, I don't need it. It doesn't fill a void. It's yet another bulky package that I'd have to store. But I wouldn't be surprised if I hit place order at some point. A palette that I really don't think I will order is from Certifeye, and this is the Eternity palette. It is obviously very warm in tones. It's very pretty. I have no complaints about the color story, to be honest. I do like this color story. I love the rich, like maroon kind of shades and the pinky reds, all of that. I find that they're very flattering on my eye color. And I really do like this. I like that there's a mix of mattes and shimmers and all of that kind of thing, but they're pricey. So I do have the Affinity 2 palette, the blue and green one. I've had it for quite some time and haven't yet brought it out to play with it. And I feel like I would end up doing that with this as well, more so because I have a lot of palettes with this color story in it. So it really doesn't fill any sort of void in my collection. I do think it's very pretty, and I do think it's very practical. Like, I think you can get a lot of looks out of this. Although it is very similar in tones all throughout, I think there's a wide enough variety of undertones and depths and intensities that I think it is quite versatile, but I just don't need it, and therefore not gonna buy it. A palette that I find very easy to walk away from is this newest one from Tarte. This is in collaboration with Whitney Simmons, and I mean, if Tarte hasn't done this same palette like 8 times over at this point, then I would be very surprised. It's a warm, neutral palette, less warm than the previous, more on the neutral side. So while the mattes look like they swatch nicely and the metallics look very reflective and shiny, and all of that looks quite nice, and I'm sure the quality of the shadows is good, it just doesn't look like it has a lot of versatility to it at all. The swatches here don't really do it a lot of justice, or maybe they're an accurate representation. I don't know, take your pick in terms of how you want to look at it, but they just look to me like the palette kind of hits one note. There is a nice darker brown shade, and I do appreciate that because that can help to create dimension and all that kind of thing, but the other shades are so close in tone to each other that I just think they're all going to end up looking like, no matter what you do, it's going to look like a very similar eye look, and you're not going to get a lot of different, like noticeably different looks out of this. However, if you are interested in this, it will be available online on July 21st. It's going to retail for $35, and it's going to include a deluxe size sample of the Man-Eater Voluptuous Mascara, as well as a full-sized limited edition Glide and Go Buttery Lipstick in Bare Bud. That is a lot of words. I think it's good value. You get an eyeshadow palette, a full-size lipstick, and a deluxe size mascara for $35, but I'm going to keep my $35 because I don't need any of those items. There are a lot of palettes to talk about. I apologize, this is very palette heavy, but that's just kind of where we're at with the releases this week. So another one that's coming up is going to be from Too Faced, and this is the Palm Springs Dream palette. It's shown here with the Shake Your Pom Poms, which I mentioned probably 3 or 4 weeks ago at this point. But the Palm Springs one, this is the best picture I could find of it, so I really don't have a very good sense of what's going on there. But from what I can see, it looks sort of like a step up from your neutral palette with a pop of blue, but not by much. It still looks very warm, very neutral with a pop of blue. So I can't pass any harsh I can't really pass any harsh judgments at this point because I can't, like, it's on an angle and I can't really see what's going on, but just from this sneak peek pic, I'm not particularly intrigued. Something that does tempt me though is this little compact here. It's a collaboration between Shiseido the store. Is that Shiseido? I don't know. Sretsis. Just doesn't sound right saying those letters in that sequence, but Sretsis is a Thai fashion brand created by 3 sisters, which expresses the world of fantasy, sometimes sweet, sometimes dark, and attracts women around the world with its style that cannot be imitated. And these little things are so cute. They're so colorful and whimsical, and I really, really like that. The compact has a pressed powder that claims to contain SPF 15. I don't know how much good that'll do. Firmly absorb sebum, which I don't have any need for really, and to smooth and correct skin tone, which I do have a need for. They are available on, oh god, Watashi Plus and Yes Style. I feel very uninformed about all of these brands that I've just mentioned, with the exception of Shiseido, if it actually is Shiseido, but it says at Shiseido the store, so I don't know if that's something different. But regardless, these little compacts are adorable. I have zero idea how much they cost because it doesn't say, but they're cute and very unique. I will very likely not buy one, but I just wanted to include them in here because I think they're adorable. All right, let's move on. Also intriguing is this new product from M Cosmetics. This is their serum blush. They retail for $25 each, and there are 4 shades to choose from: Rose Milk, Sunset Sky, Soft Amethyst, and Pink Nectar. And they're going to be available on the M Cosmetics website on July 22nd. It just says that it has an innovative, lightweight, luxurious serum forum which provides sheer buildable color and an enduring, youthful, dewy glow with each drop. I would very much like to have an enduring, youthful, dewy glow, so this sounds right up my alley. I've never tried anything from M Cosmetics, so I have no idea what to expect from that brand in terms of quality and performance and all of that kind of thing. But I'm getting more into like cream products, cream blushes, that kind of thing. So this looks really intriguing to me, and I think the price point is good. Like $25 for this, I think it's gonna last forever. So maybe I will. We'll see. Maybe I'll order a couple of things from M Cosmetics just to try out their brand, but this one intrigues me at any rate. I'm very curious about this. Hopping over to the drugstore for a moment, Maybelline is coming out with their Super Stay Concealer. This is supposed to be full coverage and long lasting. It's supposed to have a lightweight formula which effortlessly glides on and grips the skin to cover dark circles. Well, I have dark circles in spades, so anything that can cover them up, I am down for. It claims to be waterproof, transfer, and smudge resistant, and it's going to be available in 12 shades for $10 each. I would definitely try this out. I've used a few of the Super Stay products before and I've always really liked them, so I would be interested in this, especially if it really is full coverage and especially if it is waterproof, because it is hot as balls outside right now. Like, it is, the Humidex is a beast. I get out of the shower and I can't dry off because I'm instantly sweating even though we have air conditioning. So I need something that's as waterproof as possible for in this area here so that I don't just sweat it off the minute I step outside. So if I see this in stores here, which I will eventually, it'll probably be a little bit after American stores get it, but I think this is the kind of thing that will trickle its way up to Canada. I would definitely give this one a try. So Beautyblender is branching out from sponges, and they are now dipping their toe into the brush world. I know they have foundations and now they have primers and stuff like that, but in terms of like accessories slash tools, now they're coming out with some brushes. These brushes are, for the most part, dual-ended, it looks like. So some of them have a cooling face roller to help alleviate puffy under eye bags and to prep the skin for makeup. They have synthetic bristles and they are cruelty-free, so I'm pleased to see that. The brow brush is $28. That seems pricey for a brow brush. I don't think I have one that's more than like $3, but is that pricey or am I just like on the smack? Let me know. It just seems pricey. The curved eyeliner brush is $22. The high roller crease brush with cooling roller is $33. Holy balls! The Big Boss powder brush with the little roller thing is $60. Okay, I'm not going to complain about the friggin' eyebrow brush now. $60? The Shady Lady All Over eyeshadow brush and cooling roller is $30. I'm stuck on this Boss powder brush. It just, like, if you buy one of the other ones, you already have the little cooling thing, so you really don't need it on a powder brush. It would make sense to me for like a brush that you're going to use to buff out concealer or apply eyeshadow, something like that. But for a powder brush, it doesn't make an awful lot of sense to me to have this face thing on it. Or maybe make them different across the line, because if you end up buying all these brushes and you get 3 of the same thing, which seems very redundant, and $60 for a brush, no. No, no, no. Not for me, at any rate. I won't judge if that's where you want to spend your money. You do you. But I will not be spending $60 on a powder brush. I can guarantee that. Speaking of brushes though, and if we're looking at spending $60, I could buy almost this entire set for $60. So this is from Sigma, And these are their new blending brushes, and it's kind of like their original line just had little babies. And these are just like mini versions of some of their existing brushes. And I'm here for it. I really, really want to get this set. And it's $69 for the set. So you can spend $60 for one brush or $69 for 6. So some of these brushes, like one of them is like the mini E25, one of them is like a mini E40. They all look very functional. They all look like they would definitely add something to my brush collection. I am very, very tempted to buy this set. My children are home, so you're going to hear them in the background. Okay. Hi, Bennett. Were you eating ice cream?
Yeah.
Yeah, was it yummy?
Yeah.
Is it all over your face?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's all over your shirt. Okay, can you say goodbye to the camera?
Bye, camera.
Bye. Can you say subscribe?
Okay.
Can you say like?
Like.
And can you say leave a comment?
What?
And can you say I love you? And blow a kiss.
Oh. Bye-bye.
Oh,
I lipstick to the heck out of you. Okay, Daddy, you're clean up. So those are my kids, and I love them. But if you'd like to babysit them sometime, let me know. They have a lot of energy. Yet another eyeshadow palette is from Lorac. This is going to be their new Luxe Diamond palette. And they also are coming out with some single Luxe Diamond cream eyeshadows. The palette is going to be $39. The cream shadows are going to be $22 each. And they are all made with 100% certified authentic diamonds milled into a fine cosmetic grade dust for superior brilliance. Sounds potentially ouchy, but I expect that it's not. It just sounds like ground up diamonds, just sounds like shattered glass, but I'm sure that's not how it's going to actually feel. When I first saw the picture of this, I honestly thought that this palette was a Violet Voss palette because it looks like a lot of the Violet Voss palettes. Think like a year or two ago, the palettes they were putting out looked very, very similar to this. This looks to me like if you were buying a gift for somebody and you didn't really know what their style was, but you know they like makeup, this would be a very safe option because it has all your neutral shades in there that you could ever possibly need, with the addition of some diamond reflective shades. So I think this would be a very safe bet if you are just starting out in makeup and you want something that you can just grab and go. This is going to be one, although with that number of shadows, you're gonna have to think about what you're doing with it. But overall, I can't see that you're gonna get, like, it's not an intimidating palette. So there's really no bright pops of color in there where somebody might be like, I don't know what to do with you. You can pretty much slap any of these shadows together and you're gonna have a completed eye look there, because they're all gonna play well in the sandbox together. It just doesn't really, again, I've said it before already in this video, it doesn't fill a void. So there's really no need for me to go out to purchase something like this, although I don't necessarily hate it. I just am not drawn to it because I have these shades multiple times over throughout my collection. Okay, we've got 2 more items to talk about, and one kind of mystifies me, but also at the same time, not so much anymore. I'm kind of used to it from this brand, and the other I'm just like, why? Why do you keep doing this to us? So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's talk about the one where I'm just kind of like, yeah, but of course this is what you're releasing. So Kat Von D has crawled out from whatever rock she lives under and has now released 2 cream foil longwear eyeshadows. They're $21 each. Crystal Rose and Silver Chrome. 2. Just random little releases, as Kat Von D Beauty tends to do. I don't understand this brand anymore. Like, I truly don't understand it. They just come out with the most random things ever. Remember a few months ago where it was like, hey, guess what? We now have candles. Why do you have, nobody asked you to have candles. You don't need candles. And this, like, why? why? If you're gonna come out with like a new formula of something, and I don't even know that this is new, it looks like they're Super Crush, Metal Crush, Crushy Crush, whatever the hell those are called. It looks exactly like those, so I don't know. But if you're gonna come out with like 10 and have like a collection of them, have like choices for people to go through or something for people to get excited about. If in fact there are people that still get excited about Kat Von D Beauty. I've never come out, like for anybody who isn't actually subscribed to me and hasn't watched previous videos from me, I'm not actually on like the boycott bandwagon. I fully respect and I fully understand why people are. I have not purchased from Kat Von D in like 6 months, I would say. And even prior to that, it was longer before then. So I really don't purchase a lot. I probably would, hear me out, I probably would if it was something really exciting. I could potentially see myself purchasing something if it was very exciting. She doesn't give us exciting shit, so, you know, it makes it pretty easy. This just sort of like comes out of the blue. Like every now and then she's just like, you know what, we gotta like breathe some life into this, so let's just drop 2 eyeshadows. Let's give them a candle. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. Are they nice? I don't know. They look very, very generic to me. Like you have a bronzy color and you have like a silvery taupey color, like an antique silver, I guess. That has been done a gajillion times before. So even at that, there's nothing exciting about the colors that they've chosen to use. So I don't understand. I really, truly think that this brand is just kind of like circling the drain. And that's all I gotta say about that. And so the last thing then is goddamn BH Cosmetics. Every month I have to talk about these freaking stupid mini Zodiac palettes. None of which, maybe there was one. I feel like there was one that I was like, yeah, okay, that's okay. But for the vast majority, I'm kind of like, why is this a thing? This does not need to be a thing. I mean, first of all, Capricorns, you guys got shafted hard. And now Leos, not much better. Really not much better. And I love the description on it where it's like, a bold assortment of dramatic shades, ranging from sun-kissed neutrals to fiery metallics. Oh, bold, dramatic, fiery? Where? In this palette? I don't see that. I see washed out neutrals and a pop of blue. I also see a lot of metallic shades. Like it really just looks to me like the bone color, like the creamy color, and then the more yellowy color on the left-hand side of the palette. Those are the only mattes. The rest of them are all shimmery shadows. So, okay. Sorry, Leos. You guys got shafted too. This whole series has just been a travesty. Like it really has. I know some people get mad at me when I say that, and that's okay. You're totally allowed to get mad at me. You can love these things. I'm not going to judge you for loving these products. That's totally okay. I had a comment on the last video where it's like, why don't you try these things before you immediately bash them? Well, that's not the point of this video. This isn't a review. These products could be phenomenal. I'll never know because based on these promo pictures, I don't want them. This video is me judging a book by a cover and owning it. It is what it is. So I'm going to wrap it up there because there's not much more I can say about the Leo palette from BH Cosmetics without sounding completely unhinged and angry about it. Alright, you guys know the drill. I love hearing from you after these videos down in the comments, letting me know what your thoughts are on them, what you're excited about, what you're not excited about, all of that good stuff. So sound off in the comments. Alright, and with that, thank you so much for taking the time to watch, and I will see you in my next video. Until then, just be a decent human being. Alright, bye for now, guys.